Yeah, we've wanted to make sure that we really train properly, that we have some real intensity to the sessions, because I feel like you can get lulled into a false sense of comfort over the course of these 2 weeks, and then suddenly game day hits you, and it's a real spike in intensity that you're just not used to. So we've tried to make sure we've had that blend of some really intense parts to training, some really competitive parts, but also enough rest, and sort of trying to make sure that we get everyone through this 2 weeks in really good shape, so everyone is absolutely raring to go come Saturday. And I think we've probably achieved that just about. And touch wood, without knowing how things pan out tonight with the internationals, things have gone relatively well. We're yet to pick up an injury. I hate to say that out loud. I shouldn't say that out loud, but they've had the minutes that we feel they're probably well suited for at this stage of the season across the guys, and hopefully they come back again with a bit between their teeth and ready to add to what is a really good energy around the group at the moment.
And rewind sort of that last stretch. The last 7 games, in particular the last 4, it feels like the defense is really in shape, and that's something you've talked about.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. I think there's an element of it that is owed to obviously players' availability, consistency, but then there's been some really good work done that I think has made a big difference in terms of the number of high quality chances we're giving the opposition, the consistency that we're defending with, the discipline, the execution of some really fine details for long periods of games. Subs coming into games and being as disciplined as starters. I think it's a complicated picture that doesn't the change doesn't owe itself to one thing in particular, one change, but I think it's a real collective effort on the part of the staff and the players, and something that we have to continue with if we want to be competitive. I think that's going to be our hallmark between now and the end of the year, if we're a team that's going to go as far as we want and hope we can go.
On the other side of the ball, offensively, just one goal in the last 2 games out there, you've been open with tinkering a little bit in the midfield and the forward. Do you feel like they're starting to round into shape as we approach the final stretch?
Yeah, I never really worry about us in front of goal. I feel like, irrespective of the point that we've been at in our season and who we've had available, we've always been a team that can score goals. We've got exciting, unpredictable front players, and sort of never more so than the set of players that we've got available at this point in time. So I don't worry about whether we're going to score goals between now and the end of the year. I think we're a threat in all phases of the game. If I was an opposition coach analysing us, I'd be worried in the sense that we can score goals on the counter-attack. We can now score goals from much more organised play. We're a threat on set plays. We've got real individual quality at the top of the pitch. So I'm sure we'll come good in that sense. For me, it's always been about how controlled, organised, disciplined and consistent we can be defensively, and we appear to have turned a corner in that sense. So that will obviously continue to be a focus.
And looking ahead to Saturday, how do you approach playing a team like St. Louis that maybe doesn't have as much to play for, or anything really where we still have a lot to play for? How do you get the guys in?
Well, I think it's difficult because it'd be hard to predict how they respond as a group to that situation. So I can't say with certainty whether they're going to be a group that's going to come here so relaxed and free as a consequence of them playing for nothing that they produce one of the better performances of the year, or you get a group of players that's coming here and it has sort of accepted that they're playing for very little and is waiting for the season to fizzle out, and we've got to prepare for both of those. And we always have been a group that focuses mostly on us, and I know full well if we're a good version of ourselves, and then we're more than a match for anyone that comes here. So that will be the message, and I won't talk too much about them this week because, as I say, it's an unpredictable set of conditions, I think.
And back to our group then, you've sort of talked about the season as 3 parts, right? International break in the middle, sort of a dip. Do you feel like now this is the right time for this team to be peaking as it sort of happens?
It's perfect, and I think it falls well in line with how you'd really hope to progress as a team relative to what this competition allows you to do. I think we and me as a coach, we're far stronger for that period that we had over June and July, where we had a lot to contend with, and I think we learned a lot as a group. I learned a lot as a coach, and I feel like we've been able to, probably as a consequence of that, partly the conversations we've had, the type of things we were thinking, really react quickly to the set of circumstances that we've had since Leagues Cup, since signing a new group. Everyone's come into this period desperate to sort of correct the course for all the difficulty that we encountered during those periods. So I think we've benefited in the long run from that, and now we're a team that has some of the best form across the 29 MLS teams, and it couldn't come at a better time. So I hope that we can finish the regular season well on Saturday. We can hopefully find ourselves in a higher position than the one we're in now, and then we'll see what happens. But we're entering this period in as good a spot as we possibly could, for sure.
Hassani, coming off of a international break, how have you and the team used this international break and pause and play in the regular season to lead into decision day finale and ultimately heading into the postseason?
Yeah, we use this week, to tune some of the finer details. It helps that we've, recently played St. Louis, so trying to clean up some of the things that we did against them away from home and trying to secure the 3 points.
What's an emphasis this week that you guys are, particularly going to focus on? Approaching a game where you guys have already clinched a postseason berth, but you're still fighting for seeding higher up in the Western Conference table.
Yeah, obviously the better we do, the better we finish, the greater the chance we have to making it all the way to the final and hopefully winning a trophy.
And is there anything more specific that Eric is prepping you guys for this week, knowing that St. Louis is a team that they don't really have high stakes, considering
Yeah, they're a bit of a wild card. I think we try to focus on breaking them down a little bit more. Obviously they are pretty tricky with their wingers coming inside, so we've been also taking a look at that.
A little more specifically on the field, how have you and Will been able to control the midfield equal parts defensively to find success in getting shutouts, and then offensively you guys have seen success getting the ball forward? How have you guys been able to work together to create that success?
Yeah, it helps that we have a bit of experience playing together, and I think we've both been in a good run of form these past few games coming off of a Leagues Cup, and I think it's just us sitting down and really trying to help each other out and trying to get the results. It's crunch time.
Yeah. And then, equally, but yet in an opposite way, with Joaquin coming into the club, he does not have the MLS experience that you both do. How have you been able to work alongside him? What have you noticed from his few games, particularly the Vancouver game, seeing success in him working in the midfield and then helping get the ball forward?
Yeah, we know he has great ability, and we're just trying to be as helpful as possible because we know how difficult it can be moving away from home and trying to fit in with a new team. And I thought you saw really good stuff against Vancouver that we see every day in training.
When it comes to your scoring, you've got 5 goals on this season, which is a new career high single season for you. Penalty kick, the first one that you've taken in MLS. Where's the confidence coming from your teammates, from yourself, to be able to say, hey, let's have Hassani take this one in a pretty high stakes environment?
Some of my teammates know I got the confidence for taking PKs. I took one in preseason, but I don't want to make too much of a fuss of it if someone else is feeling it in the moment. And I think I can finish pretty well. It's just being able to make it happen on game day.
What about that moment gave you that confidence in that specific instance?
Like I said, it's crunch time. We got to win the game. It's away from home, and it's just trying to slow the moment down and believe in myself. And it's just a simple finish, really. So yeah.